out of from Libya's Deputy Interior Minister. He had a live presser from Benghazi not too long ago, and this is his account. This is what he says happened. An angry crowd marched towards the U.S. consulate with their weapons to protest the U.S. stance and the fact that they didn't stop that insulting movie about the prophet from being made. When the consulate security guards heard the gunfire, it seems that they felt that the consulate was about to be attacked or under attack, so they started to fire from inside the consulate. This led to more anger, and this is when the consulate was stormed. We were talking earlier with you about what happened in Cairo, Egypt, the protests that were happening there, and it was this anti-Muslim movie that was created by an American, and that's what sparked the protests there, flag burning. The question was whether or not the two were related. This is what they are saying from Benghazi. What do you think?
We're still processing all of this. There's a possibility that it was related. It's interesting it happened on the same date. There may be have been some coordination between the groups. I have no evidence of that. We may hear more about that later. It's interesting, though, that, two separate countries on the same issue on the same day, an incident like this took place. But that's kind of, in a certain way, that's kind of a minor issue compared to the personal human tragedy and, of course, what this means for the United States and the security of the United States in that part of the world.
Well, you made a correlation earlier as well with the attacks of September 11th. Do you think that they're related?
There's certainly a possibility. It happened on September 11th. That's a day when certainly there's going to be a lot of media coverage of American relations with the Arab and the Muslim world and the Middle East. So that would make a reason for them to make that sort of stand. What I'm really troubled about is that this attack on Benghazi, it appears to me, just from looking at it, like I said, we're all processing this still, is that they must have been laying in wait for the ambassador if this terrible story is true about the attack on his vehicle, because they probably knew where he would exit the embassy. They obviously, or the consulate, I'm sorry. They had significant weapons and an RPG with them, and his gun was attacked. So my concern, especially, I can't relate it to Egypt, but especially about Benghazi, is that this was meant to force the ambassador to leave the Benghazi consulate, and then he was attacked. So that shows a greater level of sophistication to me at a very, first glance sort of look.
Let's talk a little bit. This is Christine here, Peter. Let's talk a little bit about this visceral reaction.